Hi, my name is Annie Trader, and I have created this presentation titled Guiding Your Reader to focus on titling, thesis statements, topic sentences, and transitions. Let's get started. So when you're writing a paper, there are four very important elements that you should include in order to successfully capture your reader's attention. These elements are your title, your thesis, your topic sentences, and your transitions. Let's begin by discussing titles. Titling is the act of giving something a name or, frankly, a title. In the world of writing, titles essentially serve as the headlines of papers. They provide a glimpse as to what the paper is about without giving too much away. Titles serve various purposes, including attracting interest, naming text, providing clues to a paper's content, and most importantly, helping readers to decide whether they want to read further. If a reader reads no other part of your paper, they're going to read the title, and so you want that title to capture their attention so that they want to read further. When crafting a title, you want to be sure that the title you're crafting will serve the purpose that you wish for it to serve. Furthermore, you want to make sure that it will appeal to the audiences that you're wishing to reach. When crafting a title, you should consider what you wish to achieve with that title, and by doing so, you can better determine which type of title you should write. The most common types of titles are titles announcing the subject of the text, titles provoking or enticing readers, and titles using subtitles to explain or illuminate the title. Titles that announce the subject of the text are simply that, titles that announce the subject of the text. These titles are very straightforward and to the point. There are no added bells or whistles or excitement or mystery. There's just the subject of the text. They're effective though, and they work. Example titles include The Notebook, Should the Legal Drinking Age Be Lowered, and Why College Athletes Should Be Paid. Then there are titles that provoke or entice readers. These type of titles are more witty and creative and offer a glimpse of mystery as to what the paper is about, as they do not give away the subject of the text in its entirety. Example titles include Often a Bridesmaid, Never a Bride, Crack 'em, Crush 'em, Eat 'em, 10 Ways to Make Money Fast. And then there are titles that use subtitles to explain or illuminate the title. These type of titles are essentially the best of both worlds, as they have that witty and creative element, but also typically announce the subject of the text or come close to doing so. Example titles are Breaking the Ice, How to Talk to Your Crush, From Rags to Riches, A Journey of Great Success. Let's Get Physical, a duel between dualism and physicalism. No matter what type of title you write, you want to grab your reader's attention. Have fun crafting your title and be creative with it. Moving on from titles, we can now begin discussing thesis statements. Thesis statements are so crucial to papers as they identify the topic of your text along with the claim that you are making about it. A good thesis should also help readers to understand an essay by forecasting the overall shape of the paper. As a matter of fact, some people even refer to thesis statements as forecasting statements. To successfully move from your topic to your thesis statement, follow the following steps. 1. State your topic as a question. 2. Turn your question into a position. 3. Narrow your thesis. 4. Qualify your thesis. In crafting your thesis, you want to first state your topic as a question. You want to take your topic, transform it into a question, and then make a statement with it. So for example, let's say the subject of my text is chocolate milk. I'm going to take my subject, chocolate milk, and transform it into a question. Is chocolate milk beneficial to one's health? Step 1 complete. Then I'm going to move to step 2. Turn your question into a position. This is when your thesis statement should take a stand or make a claim. Furthermore, it should announce your position on the question you are raising. So I'm going to take my chocolate milk question, is chocolate milk beneficial to one's health, and make a claim. Chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health in many ways. Step 2 complete. We can now move on to step number 3, narrowing your thesis. Your thesis statement should be specific, guiding you as you write and showing your audience exactly what your essay will cover. Furthermore, it should be qualified and focused, and thus must be narrowed. In narrowing your thesis, consider asking questions about it. So in the last step, I made my thesis, chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health in many ways. Well, That's right, but it's really broad. Many ways, there could be 1,000 different ways. And so, what I need to ask myself are, in what ways is chocolate milk beneficial to one's health? Well, chocolate milk fuels your body, it builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. So now my thesis reads, chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health because it fuels your body, builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. Step 3 complete. Moving on to the fourth and final step of thesis statement construction, qualifying your thesis. Sometimes you may want to make a strong argument and assert your thesis bluntly. While you certainly can do this, please be aware that you need to acknowledge that your assertions may be challenged or may not be unconditionally true. To do so, consider adding such terms as may, probably, apparently, very likely, sometimes, and often to limit the scope of your thesis. So my chocolate milk thesis statement currently reads, chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health because it fuels your body, builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. While this thesis statement sounds really strong, those claims are not 100% true, as someone could drink chocolate milk and experience none of those benefits. And thus, one could challenge me and claim that my whole paper is wrong. And so, to safeguard myself, I can add one of these terms, just one of these terms, to make my thesis true. Chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health because it apparently fuels your body, builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. In this way, I'm safeguarding myself that I'm not saying chocolate milk can 100% benefit someone, but supposedly it does. Step 4 complete. Thesis statement done. Moving on. Having concluded the crafting process of thesis statements, we can now move on to topic sentences. Topic sentences state the subject and focus of a paragraph. As good paragraphs focus on a single point, topic sentences focus on the point in which the paragraph is based on. Topic sentences usually begin the paragraph. However, every now and then, topic sentences may come at the end of the paragraph or even at the end of the preceding paragraph, depending on the way the paragraphs relate to one another. While topic sentences typically introduce the point being focused on in a paragraph, they are also sometimes used to summarize or restate a point made in the previous paragraph, helping readers to understand what they have just read as they move on to the next point. Referring to my chocolate milk thesis statement once more, it read, chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health because it apparently fuels your body, builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. There are three main points to my thesis statement: fuels your body, builds muscle, and can improve athletic performance. Thus, each one of those points should have its own paragraph and its own topic sentence. Here's an example. Chocolate milk is beneficial to one's health as consumption of it can result in improved athletic performance. I would use this sentence to start off my paragraph that focuses on the improved athletic performance benefits of chocolate milk. As a tip, I recommend having your thesis statement fully crafted and ready to go, and then create your topic sentences. Because if you don't have your points in your thesis statement, it's going to be much more difficult to craft your topic sentences. Moving on to the fourth and final element, transitions. Transitions help readers to move from thought, from sentence to sentence, and from paragraph to paragraph. Essentially, transitions are key words that will help your paper to flow more smoothly. Now, the transitions that you use in your paper are dependent upon the movement within your paper. So if you're signaling causes and effects, you would use such transitions as accordingly, so then, or thus. If you're signaling comparisons, you may use in the same way or similarly. If you're signaling changes in direction or expectations, you might use however, nevertheless, or on the contrary. To signal examples, you may use for example or in fact. To signal sequences or similarities, you may use and then, finally, first, second, third. To signal time relations, you may use immediately, so far, thereafter. To signal a summary or conclusion, you may use as a result, in conclusion, or thus. Overall, transitions are very effective and they can be added to your paper in any stage, whether the first draft or the final revision. Through this presentation, you have hopefully gained a better understanding as to how to construct a title and a well-developed thesis, as well as how to utilize topic sentences and transitions. By successfully incorporating these elements into your paper, it is sure to appeal to readers and writers alike. Happy writing!